It's been a year since the Ukraine MH17 crash that took place July 17, 2014 in Donbass, East Ukraine, and which started the horrific civil war. I'd like to leave you links of two videos which are in Russian but have English subtitles. One is it's a compilation of videos and pictures of a woman who seems to be a doctor working for the team that went to research the crash. She took pictures and she was knowledgeable of the bodies that were there at the crash. It seems to be that she's working with a coroner's team, and she clearly shows, and you can see for yourselves, that these bodies, instead of having blood in them, they have formaldehyde, and they smelled of formaldehyde. We have heard that from the beginning last year, that these bodies were drained of blood, they were bloated, and they were smelling of formaldehyde. You will see the formaldehyde around their bodies. She also claims that they were all Asian. There was not one Caucasian body on that crash scene from the flight, which was very weird, very strange, because of the fact that this flight originated in the Netherlands. She also claims that they examined their cell phones and found that no one had pictures or images saved from 2014. They were all old pictures from 2013. This woman claims that the coroner's team arrived at the crash 20 minutes after the crash and started examining and taking pictures. She says that most of the bodies were naked. They had no clothes on them, not even one sock on one foot. So they could not explain why these bodies, most of them, were naked. They were coming from the Netherlands and were found to be naked on the plane. Also, it was reported that there were a lot of school children that were victims of this crash, and she said that there were only 6 or 7 children that they found. All the bodies were clumped together as if they were in a certain section of the plane and fell together. They were not scattered as if they were passengers throughout the whole plane. And of course, again, she touches on the fact that passports were new and they were not dirtied by ash of any kind. Basically, what we get from here is evidence that these bodies were not fresh. They were birds that were freshly killed from the crash that had blood, but not the bodies. Another very strange fact is that the suitcases of the passengers that were found from this plane crash had winter clothing, and not summer clothing. This flight was going to Kuala Lumpur from the Netherlands in the summertime. In the summertime, people wear summer clothes, not winter clothes. And so this ties in perhaps the fact that this could have been the missing Kuala Lumpur flight MH17 that went missing in March of 2014, 4 months earlier. And also winter, so that the passengers would have had winter clothes in their suitcases. So it could very well be that somehow the MH370 passengers were stolen and crashed onto the Ukraine for some reason. It could have been that these two flights were connected, in that this was a scenario in the planning. So somehow the MH370 March 2014 passengers were stolen, kidnapped, killed, redirected, preserved in formaldehyde, embalmed in some way, and thrown down with the crash over the Donbass area of the MH17 crash. And as you'll see, the women describing and showing the crash victims as being Asian. Not one Caucasian was found amongst the body parts there. The second video shows the satellite images and how two planes were involved in the MH17 flight, that one took the place of the other, and that chaff was used to lose the radar stigma, to make the radar believe that a plane was down, where it was not a plane, it was chaff, it was metal strips. So I'll leave links below for you to see both these videos. I think it's important that people who seek the truth concerning this matter look at these videos, and you'll be very surprised at what they contain. It's not what has been reported whatsoever. I'd like to warn you also that the scenes on the cadaver video are very graphic. If you're squeamish, please be careful. You may not want to see the first video.